Interesting. So I don't know of any collections of these types of carnivorous sponges in this area.
There's something moving right there to the right.
Mini fish.
But we've received a
Stand right.
suggestion that this could be a collection candidate more so to study the associates.
What is going on with that thing?
That's a crab.
Ah, looks like a...
Let's go look at him.
Walking coconut? No.
Yeah.
No, it's probably a hermit crab.
Hermit crab.
Go ahead, video. Start making your way in.
New species, new species.
Stop there for a second while I steady up.
It has like
Although-
a sponge on it or
What's
something.
going on?
All right.
It's like a...
It doesn't look like a hermit crab. Maybe it's
No.
a
Oh,
little stumble there.
no.
Seems like he's carrying more than
It
he
looks
should.
like,
He's shy.
wow, that is real good camouflage. Because if we were going
Now
over
just
this
a
at
little bit.
any
I'm gonna
kind
try
of
to come to
speed,
the side of it.
we would not have seen
Definitely
that.
past it, yeah.
Can we? Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess you're
I'm-
getting a better look at it.
It's clear.
Coming off the
I'm gonna
I
try to
was
get to the
thinking
side
it
of
might
here,
be
watch
a
this.
homalid crab of some type, and it's using its appendages
Yeah, to hold on.
to hold
Stay
on to
right
this
there on the
sponge.
Zoom
Like what we
video
saw the other
while I
day
come
with
around.
Right.
That ship move is complete.
small
correct?
branching.
Yeah, it should be done.
But that is probably
Should be
the
at a
most
swing. Maybe come up just a couple meters, just to be safe.
Copy that.
bold
This is
crab
yeah,
I've ever
this is
seen.
the coolest crab.
I'm gonna have to come up a little bit to do this.
Yeah, I'm directly above you, so I'm coming up with you as well.
I'm not coming up that far.
Looks like a mushroom crab.
We're just bouncing along the bottom.
Looks like he has an afro.
Hold on, this is gonna be a good spot right here. All right, video, let's come in. All right, let me get stationary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wow. I
hard
do
to
think
tell.
it's a. It looks like a type of homalid crab, and you can see the rearmost appendages are holding up that bit of sponge, but this goes beyond just camouflage. This is like full on
Ross.
costume wardrobe change.
Bob Ross.
Where was
crab.
Halloween? Where was Halloween?
He's gonna paint us a picture.
I don't remember seeing as much of this kind of camouflage behavior on the last expedition in this area, but it was very dominant in the Pacific. But this is probably the more extreme version of
I'm gonna tilt that
camouflage
slightly,
that we've
yeah.
seen using these particular crabs. Very cool.
I like this crab.
Very nice hairdo.
Video's clear.
All right.
All right, thank
When you're
you,
ready,
pilot.
come on out. Now, I know we started to look at something else, and you were mentioning something about a collection.
Yeah,
that
no,
for
we
the map
we were
or
just
for-
we were probing the scientists on
Oh,
shore
okay,
for
okay.
for feedback on that, but I think we're gonna pass.
Okay.
So you should hit a wall here relatively soon.
Yeah, I can
Pilot.
see it. You can see it in my starboard.
Sirius tilts his camera up, probably see it straight ahead.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, it is. It's right
It's
there.
it's not that tall. I'm
No.
over it, I believe.
Yeah, you're definitely over it.
Yes, actually, it would be sonar.
Are we gonna want to zoom on this? Watch it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought it was a stalk at first, but it does look like a proper sponge.
Okay, let's go in video.
Get lasers back on.
Copilot, can you do that for me? Lasers.
Pilots, you copy?
Copy that.
I didn't hear.
Squall
Squall
coming.
approaching.
Copy. Okay.
So we might have some weather to deal with. Stand by.
Excellent. Squat lobster at the base.
Little baby squat lobsters.
Some rather large glass sponge here.
Go ahead and slowly tilt up to the top.
Copy that.
I'll track focus.
Okay. Here we go.
I'm noticing more and more of these as well in the background,
That's as
these
slow as I can go for it.
Anthomastus-like octocorals, but
It is.
they all seem to only have one polyp. But since we've seen and documented at least one other individual with more than one polyp, I think it's probably still safe to keep that identification. This is one of the taller sponges we've seen in this area. They're more rotund in this area, but we're certain that this is probably a glass sponge.
Okay, video's clear.
Come on, that video.
Let's get lasers on it.
Lasers are on.
All right, science is all set on that.
Oh, this is really tall.
I'm just going to get the lasers at the base here. Science,
Easily
and then we
30 centimeters.
There you go. All right, whenever you're...
Oh, it seems to be possibly a demo sponge.
Let's go check out this wall.
Right. I'm going to come up as you come up.
What's your...
Could be a demo
you
sponge,
can
yeah.
come up. You can come up quite a bit, actually, if you'd like. 17 to 19 delta.
Yeah.
I think I see something white on that coral whip.
Let me just take a look at this as a whole real quick, and then we can go to some zooms. Yeah, there's the top of it.
Pilot, this is watch lead. Can you snap zoom that round looking thing right at the top of the screen in the middle?
Sure. You want us to look at anything below here before I head on up there?
Maybe the branching, the long branching.
To the right here?
Yeah, to the right.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be easier to get this and not try to come back to it.
Okay.
All right, video, we can start making our way in. I'll start at the base here.
I believe I saw some nodes on the tip of the branch.
Okay. You want me to just...
Oh, yeah, there's some nodes. Yep. So this is a bamboo
Slowly
coral, it
tilt
looks
up.
like. It's an octocoral.
Continue up.
There's a couple of squat lobsters. Look like baby squat lobsters.
Coming up.
So far, 3 associates on this bamboo coral.
Coming over and down. Nice zoom follow there, Roland.
Thank you.
Okay, here's the tip.
Okay. Yep. That's good. Thank you. This is possibly a S1 clade.
Kill lasers.
Coming off. Lasers off.
And when you're good here, video, I'll go up to that next one.
Okay, video's clear.
All right. Just come on up.
It's a cool wall.
Possibly related to
Yeah, look how full of
Claderisis.
life it is.
Yeah, it's just full of sponges, it
Wow.
looks like. Class and demo sponges.
Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. We'll go up to that other one now, actually, that you had interest in.
Actually, can we, there's something branching. It looks partly dead. It's right to the left of the screen.
Left.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I see what you're talking about here. There's something out there too, it looks like.
Just be careful with your upper swing arm as you move to the port.
Copy that. Keep an eye on it with me.
Will
I
do.
see what we're looking at here. You were talking about this watches, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to tilt HD2 up to look at that overhang.
You can go ahead and do that, co-pilot.
Yeah,
So this is possibly a type of an hydrocoral. I'm waiting for shoreside to confirm.
Video's clear.
Okay. I'll just wait for science for a second here.
This might be the stylaster that we collected earlier in the expedition.
Let's start coming out video.
So when you come out of this, you might want to back up a little bit and then come up straight. There's
It's
a
pretty
little
clear.
bit of a
But yeah, I got
It
you.
seems to be a sclerotinian stony coral of some kind.
I'm actually going to come back and
It's
go.
not a stylaster.
So back over.
So this would be possibly the first branching stony coral we've seen on this expedition.
Giving you back mini.
Anything here, watch leads? We can head back up to the right there.
The other branching white, I wonder if that's the same. It's right on the top of the screen.
About 11 o'clock?
Yeah. So right now we're at a depth of 755 meters.
Okay, let's start in video.
Yeah, this seems to be a sclerotinian coral. Is it possible to rotate to get to get a view from the left side of it? I'm not sure if that's possible.
So we have a pretty sheer rock face right there. I can bring my swing arms and get a bit better one, but it's probably not going to be possible to get it directly on just because D2 is pretty wide.
Okay. This might be an Allosamia. This is a sclerotinian coral that we find within these depths.
Yeah,
You're getting pretty close.
Yeah, no, I'm still clear. I'm good. Yeah, it's not going to be possible for this one.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. There's actually some interesting stuff right below the branching. I think we saw a sea star or maybe
There's a different crab.
sea urchin.
Oops.
It's right below. I think the sea star is right below the branching colony, and then there's possibly a sea urchin to the left of the sea star.
Sure.
Yeah, right on the lasers.
Yeah, let me come back
Pilots
in.
after this sea star, we should probably make some upward
headway. Okay.
You may have that cloud come into view.
Yeah, I know.
Better snap it now.
Go for it.
Sea star top left.
Oh, it's
it's
actually a sponge. Oh, but there's a...
We have only a few seconds here, watch lead.
Okay.
Another 8-legged one.
This is a sea star. This might be the similar to what we've been seeing.
I think that's it.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Okay.
Put in my magic filter.
Well, I guess the video's making some magic happen right now, so we have a little bit longer.
That's all I can do.
Okay. Come on out. I'm going to hop ahead on up here. Watch leads. Let's do a snap zoom here video.
Looks like an enemy of some sort. And a sponge that I thought could have been a irregular sea urchin, but from afar. But it's definitely a demo sponge, possibly. There's a bunch of crypthelia that we've been seeing scattered along this substrate. Oh, this is a cup coral, actually. I take that back. So this is also a sclerotinian coral.
I'm going to start heading up video here, so I'm going to let it go off screen to the bottom.
Copy that tracking.
And we can come wide.
Okay, video swapping out.
Right.
So to my left, I have Debbie Blaney. She's the web coordinator for the Okeanos expedition.
Hi, everyone. I'm sitting in for Steve Oskovich right now, who went to lunch.
Oh, and this looks like possibly a black coral. Can we snap zoom this?
We sure can. Just give me one moment here. All right, snap zoom here, video.
Yeah, this seems to be like the other black coral that we were seeing earlier with a squat lobster and a tiny little squat lobster right below it hanging onto the branch.
All right, video, come on. Time to push out a bit.
Thank you. When you have a chance, can you let me know what if there's current, if the current's strong and the direction possibly?
Absolutely.
That's possible?
Yeah. There's really not too much current right now. What I was seeing seems to be from east to west.
Okay.
You can see our tether there on Sirius cam.
Ah, yes.
But it picked up from what it was just a little bit ago when we were below. We were on that face. It's picked up do a little bit more than what it was.
Okay, thank you.
And we're currently at 750 meters depth.
All right, Pods, try to do a little push here.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Copy that.
So that little facing area had a lot of life, and now we're in a more
Maybe
more
20
sedimented
meter move.
area.
Yeah, how
Looks
about
like I'm getting some returns out
You
there.
still see some.
20 meters at,
I'm pretty clear.
how do you feel at 20 degrees?
Yeah.
Pilot to the
Yeah.
bottom left.
20.
We're about to. It's about to go off screen.
20
There's a
meters, 20,
branching
putting it in.
Copy that.
organism. Can you snap zoom on that? Not sure if it's one of those.
Is it right here below the lasers or over to the left somewhere?
It's right over to the left.
Okay.
It's right to the left of the lasers.
Sure. Let's go start in video. Nice and slow. Hold there.
It might be another black coral.
And let's go in a little bit more video.
Lasers coming off.
Yeah, this is another black coral. Not sure if it's still a Branthipathes, the one that we possibly saw earlier.
And we can go in one final time here, video.
Looks like a tube worm just to the left of it.
The one that went inside?
I didn't see it go in, so
Oh.
yeah, most likely.
Are we good for this watch
Hi,
list, or
all,
did
it's
you want something
Scott
better?
Franson. I apologize because I got a real delay here, but
Yeah, it's come out video.
it's probably too late. But at the lower right, there may have been a spoonworm or something that was extended.
Squid.
You can still see
Go
its
ahead,
pink
zoom in.
there. If you still have it, maybe you can get a close-up. Lower left.
Oh, that's a squid. It was right to the bottom right
Oh,
of
it's coming
the black coral,
The lower left.
the lower left of the black coral. Okay.
All right, we'll let him go.
And I'm starting to move.
Retracted
so
a little bit, but it's still
I'll be
partly
over
there.
ahead of you
Okay.
shortly.
Copy
So
that.
pinkish.
Yeah, pinkish. Pilot, can we snap zoom back towards that black coral, the branching black coral? There's a pinkish thing to the left of it, the bottom left. If we could find it.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah,
This
a
one
little
is
bit,
directly
kinda.
under.
Ah, it's right there,
we don't
right
have too
below
long
us.
Here, so I'll get
Okay.
what we can. And you said to the left here.
I think
Bottom
we're talking about
left.
the
Oh, I
tube
think
worm.
it retracted into its hole.
We can do a zoom here.
Hey, if you do a snap.
That.
Yeah. Yeah, it's retracted in its hole. It's right, to the bottom left
the
of
bottom.
the black
A little
coral.
lower.
Okay.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
there's
thing
a really
that's-
good shot of it earlier too. They can see it coming back in.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Maybe that will help as well. Okay.
Yeah, we saw it earlier. Or,
Well,
We actually got to see it out for a little bit.
Got you there at 070 on the cam.
That's
so you were saying, Debbie?
I was wondering if for some of our younger listeners, you could explain a little about why we would find more biodiversity on the slope.
Well, we're in the depth range of where we would find a lot of corals in this depth range. These sponges, I'm really impressed with all the high diversity of demo sponges and also glass sponges
a good look
at this site. Possibly, this is a mound that's surrounded by a really flat area, so it creates structure and relief. So usually a lot of these organisms that live in the deep congregate in these areas. So that's possibly why we're finding a higher diversity along these faces. Yeah, this mound is an anomaly. If you look at the bathymetry data, it's pretty steep, 200 meters high.
Come on, NVIDIA. You can come in more if you want. I think this is what they were looking at earlier.
Yeah, this is...
And then they have one right? It's just behind it.
This looks like a cup coral right behind it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is another black coral. We've been seeing a lot of these things.
All right, you can come out, video.
These animals. Ese es un coral negro en la pantalla.
Do you want to do a movie first? Okay. Okay. Yep. Sounds good.
I think
Then
that's
I'll
good,
hang out
pilot.
here. I'll hang out here then. And
Yeah, you can.
oh
push
yeah,
out.
no, I mean I won't push out super fast. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, come on out, video.
There's a white branching organism right behind this black coral. I'm not sure if that's another carnivorous sponge. It's like 1 o'clock to the lasers right now. Really camouflages with the background.
Go ahead and video. And kill lasers.
Coming off. Lasers off.
Yeah, this is another carnivorous sponge.
And the base is covered again too, it looks like.
Oh yeah, by these worms. They have these white nodule things. Interesting. That's good, thank you.
All right, video. Just come out.
We still haven't reached the
Lasers
crest
back
of this
Coming off.
this mound.
Thanks.
We're still
Lasers
climbing. Right now there's a depth of 747 meters. This might be our first stalk sponge. We've been seeing the stalks covered in zoanthids, but we haven't seen the sponge. So earlier we saw a bunch of debris at the base of this mound, and as I was mentioning before, this was kind of the passageway for Hurricane Maria, which was a Category 4 hurricane, and it passed right through this area, through the center of the island. And it rained for a month, so we think that these deep sea habitats are far enough and deep enough away from anthropogenic stressors, and we saw that there was a lot of trash and debris on the seafloor, so that they are definitely not away from human impacts as we might have once thought. So this is a stalk sponge, and the stalk is covered in zoanthids, and we have a squat lobster. Yeah, we've been seeing these stalks, but not the sponges. So this is the first alive specimen.
Okay, video when you're clear.
Coming out.
Oh, there seems to be, is that right to the bottom, bottom right? There might be a fish or it's outside the screen right now.
Look like a shrimp.
Or is that a shrimp?
There was a shrimp.
Oh, is that a shrimp? Okay, that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is...
Let's do a quick zoom here. Video.
Yeah.
I believe this is what we were looking at
this
earlier.
is, yeah, this is what we were looking at earlier.
One second video. Yeah, hold there.
Oh, it's going to retract.
You felt my landing. Come on out, video.
This thing you're zoomed in on, or were 30 seconds ago, that's what I saw at the base of the black coral. There were two of them.
Okay. And what is the name of this animal?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
I thought before it was an Echiuran worm, but it is not. I don't know. When it retracts, it looks a lot like an Echiuran. Excuse me, a sipunculin. Yeah, it's probably a sipunculin worm. A peanut worm.
Okay. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's a worm of some sort, but has an interesting kind of cup formation that hangs outside the substrate. This looks like a sea cucumber, a thurian.
Okay.
Pilots.
So it sounds like he's ready for one.
Yeah, you wanna push a little bit, and then I'd like to move 10 degrees.
Yeah, let me rotate to 10 now.
Try to kind of settle one
Y
more.
buenas tardes a todos. Están mirando. Este es el Okeanos Explorer.
Copy.
Y saludos a los estudiantes de Interamericana en el ecoexploratorio. Y hay pescadores están escuchando. Saludos a Héctor Padró y Carlos Velázquez y Roberto Silva. Saludos.
Perfect.
Y todos los participantes en el GCFI en Colombia. Bienvenidos.
Okay.
Also looks like you have a tall stalk to your
Come on
port.
out.
A little further up. See the
Oh, up
serials?
top there, yeah. We'll go check it out.
That's wide, pilot.
Thank you, video.
So the abundance of animals has kind of gone down since we've gotten this more
shadow is
sediment debris area, but we're still finding new species for this expedition. And we're coming to another wall that might bring us a greater diversity.
It's not very high.
Like a step. I think I've just enough tether maybe to get there.
Yep, and also we're moving, so.
That was from the heading change.
Gotcha.
Not the, in case you were worried we were going backwards.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Nav?
So pilot, there's this ball pointy thing on this small rock to the bottom right of this, of the screen. It's now moving right into the center of the. Well, can we just do a snap zoom really quick?
We sure can. I'll just get set up here. All right, video. Let's start in. Yep, thank you.
That looks like a sponge.
And then right below it as well.
That I'm not too sure of. Right below, if that's another carnivorous sponge.
We can do a closer zoom if you'd like.
Okay, please. Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Go for it, video.
Oh, we have, looks like.
Got a little something in there. Was that max zoom?
Yes.
Copy.
This might be a bryozoan. I think that's good. Pilot, thank you.
Copy that. Video when you're clear. We can come on out.
Or it might be a hydrozoan.
Looking down, 070 degrees on the camera.
Copy that.
So for all those who are tuning in, we are today exploring a small little mound on the southeast coast of Puerto Rico, right off of Yabucoa. Right off of Punta Yeguas.
Yeah, Pod, if you want to keep pushing.
Sure, yeah.
Kind of have to play catch up a little.
Are also known as the Nice Maria Mendoza Nature Reserve. Some really cool looking sponges, their formation. Let's go. Oh, another squid.
And there it goes. It's gone.
Thank you to all the shoreside scientists helping along this expedition. Also, all those who are listening in Japan, Germany, Russia, and Colombia at the GCFI meeting.
Snap,
Hello.
zoom in, and turn lasers on.
Lasers coming on. Lasers are on.
Watchers, I take it this is one we've seen earlier. We just want to get lasers for it.
That's right there.
All right, come on out, video.
There's another one in the background behind the big sponge.
Copy that. We'll need to get that too, I think.
Yeah, and then after that, maybe push out a little so we can get able to move in.
Copy now. Go ahead, zoom in, video. That's that. Well, come back out. Come out, video. Come out. Come out. A little further. There we go. Thank you. All right, come wide. Okay, time to move forward. And quick zoom in here, video. There.
So this looks like the same fish we saw a little bit earlier. We tentatively ID'd it as Diplocanthropoma or some close relative.
And start
more or less the same
coming out.
kind of morphology, fin structure.
Perfect.
But good to get images on, and lasers especially.
Sirius might have some sonar target right there, so maybe just do like 15 meters.
Can we look under that overhang,
Yeah,
Sure.
pilot?
Copy. I'm going to keep it at 10 degrees, if that's all right.
Copy that.
You need to keep 10 meters or 15 meters?
15 meters at 10 degrees.
Okay.
Right on probably the coral first, I would suppose. So we've got a couple of things going on here. We've got
I got you.
an enormous sedarid urchin. I think it's probably either easily 25 centimeters across from spine tip to spine tip.
Coming on.
And video, how do you feel about the high beams for this one?
Lasers.
This
Yeah,
coral here,
I'm coming on. 3, 2.
you'll have to tell me on shore. While I was at lunch, you saw a scleractinian, possibly Anelopsamia. You have to tell me if this is what you were looking at, but this to me looks a little bit different than Anelopsamia. This is another colonial scleractinian, most likely. Oh, I see several things here. So we've got a squat lobster inside. Also right above the colony is a purple octocoral that we would like to get some images on. Yeah, Scott.
Scott Francis, delayed. I just want to let you know that we did see an Anelopsamia before. It was a really nice, characteristic fan shape, all the polyps on one side. So clearly different from this. This looks maybe Lophilia or...
Come back in. Let's see if we can't
I can never remember the name of the other one, the zigzag coral.
The Metropora? Yeah, I was...
I just want you to know this is different from what we saw earlier.
Yeah, excellent. So we'll get some good images of it. I was thinking this is more reminiscent of something like Solanus melia, but I'll have to check the depth ranges on that. It's more brambly.
Video.
It's not a very clear zigzag shape.
Yep. I'm not very good at distinguishing those two. I always forget which one has the ridges on the outside.
Yeah.
But these will be good enough images for us to distinguish.
Excellent. In the back, there's a there's everything here. Can we zoom in the back, the purple coral colony?
Just like kind of almost center screen right here?
Yeah, it's in the background. Yeah. I think that should be a fairly easy ID, but maybe we can get some images of it. So this could be a purple stoloniferous octocoral. It looks to be like it's on the rock as well as on the coral rubble above us. So I was going to think this is probably Trachythela or some close relative of that. And as well in the upper left-hand corner, there seems to be another kind of cup coral. That looks alive. The polyp seems to be retracted. Tentacles appear to be retracted. That actually looks very much like Desmophyllum, but it's got very prominent major septa. So this is great imagery, Pilot. Thanks. On the way out, can we go to the left a little bit? There's two other colonies I want to check out.
Yes. Let's start out slowly, video. I can actually get more light in there too if we need to.
Yep. So one to the lower left and one to the upper left.
Let's do the upper left first.
That cup coral could have been Desmophyllum or Juvenia. It's, they look very similar until you examine them more closely.
1 second
but
here. I'm just
those would be my
here.
two
Kinda
guesses for that.
Too, if I can. Okay, come on in.
And then I think, let's see what we have here. So this to me looks very much like Madrepora. These polyps don't appear to be all on the same side. They look to be alternating directions. So I'm going to call this one Madrepora. And I think this is the original colony that a lot of this rubble is attached to. So above this seems to be a large fan-shaped structure that is mostly dead, but I think this might be part of the original colony. So I would call this one Madrepora, possibly Madrepora oculata, which is known from these deeper depths. But there is at least one other species of Madrepora, but I believe the depth range is a little bit shallower. So there we've got kind of a mixture here of a lot of different coral groups that we haven't seen many of these on the expedition so far. This is particularly noteworthy. All right, we're all set on that one. We can go down to the next.
Come out video.
All right, Pilot, why don't we get you uphill a little bit?
We're still looking at zooms right here right now.
Okay.
This is the last one.
Come out, come back in.
See how this is getting close?
I don't think we're
Sirius.
moving, are we? I don't think we're moving right now.
Is Sirius still going to swing for a bit?
It shouldn't.
When did the ship move stop?
It just finished? Oh.
If you need to go, Pilot, go ahead.
I think we need to push uphill a little bit.
Okay.
This is within our discomfort zone for Sirius here.
All right, video, come on out.
So
sorry, watchers. We need to push.
Yeah, absolutely. You do what you need to. It was a really nice one-stop shop for a lot of interesting corals.
I'm going to turn my head here to look more square on the slope.
Doing a little musical chairs in the front row as we take out, do a pilot switch. We just finished lunch here. So far today we have no specimens collected, but this is very good. We're having actually probably one of the best diversity dives for corals, sponges, fishes, and invertebrates of our expedition so far.
Okay, hit co-pilot.
Pilot.
Nav.
Nav.
Video.
I think, let's see. All right, so the ship is stopped. Sirius should be about settled into position. We just came up a few meters.
Nice. Nav, will you bring my sonar into 10 or 20? See, the wall is about 15 meters ahead of you. They're about squared up. That looks perfect.
So heading up some
Oh, you have to be
more
talking
steep
to at least
terrain
one
here.
person. Like, talk to me. Hit it down.
Wall in front
On
of us
pilot.
seems to be dominated by sponges.
No. Yeah. I'm listening to you, but if you don't have at least one talking, then nobody can hear you. Watch lead pilot.
Good afternoon, pilot.
Good afternoon. We're all settled in here. I heard we were supposed to get to the top of a cliff soon, and if you look at my camera, it looks promising.
I would say so. Yeah, so we're just kind of continue in the general direction of waypoint 2 and then onto waypoint 3.
So Nav, since we just had a shift change, the first thing you should do when we sit down, again, is to look at current configuration of the vehicles on the bathymetry and how that relates to the forces on the ship at the surface and what direction we would drift if we lost DP or lost ship propulsion.
And you can draw a little picture. And then
okay.
Sorry, go on, co-pilot.
No. Wind is maybe, does that say 2 knots? Oh, okay. So what direction do you think we would drift if we lost propulsion? Okay, which is right off the face of the slope, which is good. And I assume that's what our bailout direction is right now as well. So with the current configuration, if we were to lose ship propulsion and we started drifting, how would the vehicles?
So we're just cresting the top of a bit of a wall-like feature.
Safely set up.
This is a bit of a gentler slope than we've seen in the dive so far, probably since we started climbing this wall at around 850 meters. Our depth right now is 713.
Yep. So D2's
Our
already
end depth for this dive is around 610.
D2 need to turn, and
so we are going to
so
continue up.
Need to turn. And you see
This large mound feature seems to be a little bit more than a mound. I would say it's
right now
more like a mini seamount.
Sirius's turn 0.2 turns
feature.
Negative, which means counterclockwise. So,
although a lot of what we're going to be
way
seeing
would be fine
in the next
because we wouldn't
hour or so of the dive is
turn
probably going to be something more like
But you
this
also
type
have
of
to
slope.
think about Sirius versus D2, right? If things have been spinning around.
Right.
Although there is
put a loop
some
in the tether.
topography in this area that is expected. Some smaller mounds have been seen in the multi-beam bathymetry
I have
on
a
top
positive,
of this
so
mound.
if I turn negative or counterclockwise, it takes the turnout, so then Sirius
has to starboard.
Sirius has to turn positive.
Right.
It's hard to think about. Because yeah, this is to undo this is the way I have to turn. So for Sirius to undo it, has to turn the other way.
Yeah.
So to get out of positive, Sirius has to turn positive. But in an emergency, we don't really have to worry about that because we can get a turnout later. If you think about it and get it right, it's a bonus. But okay, well, looks like we've certainly come to a flat part. Nav, you can put my sonar out until can't see anymore. Then we could probably get a move in.
Yeah, so the slope to me looks like a 0.
We got a fish coming to
3-5.
center.
Oh yeah.
I think the bearing
Free
toward
to zoom
waypoint
video?
2 is 0-1.
So we're going to take a
0-1.
zoom on a fish now that we just saw swimming by.
Lasers, please.
And
Lasers on.
don't immediately recognize this fish. It looks like it could possibly be a type of lanternfish.
It's a fast one.
Yeah, he's a runner. So you don't need to chase him. I think we can move
Type
on.
of lanternfish.
Pilots, we have a request for a quick zoom with lasers on any fish that we see.
Okay.
So, pilot, we're gonna, as the slope continues to moderate a little bit, I think we want to really make some more tracks.
Yeah, definitely.
So at your best pace,
So
we'll
flattening
give you
out,
plenty of notice on zooms.
I think the last shift
But
was kind of
yeah, we want to try and at least make waypoint
going
2
at
and
an angle of the
preferably onto
slope,
waypoint,
which
well onto waypoint
waypoint 2
3
is
by the end of the dive.
you go the other direction, Tony. But it's like at a 0.
Copy that, watch lead. Yeah, we'll make some good speed if there
You
are
measure it from the vehicles to the
samples or particularly good zooms you want. At that point, we may have to pass them by, or we can back the ship up to get them.
0.05.
Which will take a little time. Okay. So did you pick a heading, co-pilot?
Yeah, so upslope is at like a 0.35, but waypoint 2, which they would like to get to, is like a 0.05. So we could
So
split
been
the
seeing a
difference.
number
It's
of
pretty shallow
black
slope if you-
coral,
So 0.20?
unbranched black
All right,
coral
I'll get to the
colonies.
center.
We saw a couple down deeper. There's at least 2
You
I
wanna
can
go
see
ahead
in
and
my
get
view
like
right now.
tether length then?
These are the
Yeah, let's just do like
dark stems,
let's
and
do some
they
40-meter
were
moves.
40?
potentially
Yeah.
identified as
40 meters
a
at 0.20.
number of different genera. We couldn't quite tell at the,
Let's even
at the moment
yeah, let's do some
as
40s.
chrysopathes or potentially
Tilting my camera up,
parentopathes.
looking at you 30 degrees.
But there appears to be a significant decrease in the amount of attached fauna in this area that we can see. Even sponges, which were very abundant, much lower on the steeper slope, are
What was the bearing
not
there?
in such high densities here.
It's supposed to be 0.20. Yeah.
So we were going to split the difference between upslope and the direction toward waypoint 2. Sure.
Well, you should call and correct it. That was
0.20.
On the seafloor, we've also been seeing quite a lot of
Stretched out
these
pretty good there.
cladorized sponges. They look very similar to Abesta pluma
just trying to find anything.
or similar,
I'll do a little sideways.
but they've been on both soft and hard sediment.